Greetings everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a general spread for the collective is good. This reading will not be for everyone, so don't try to force anything to fit. That's not your story. We're going to just do some random card pulling today in this reading. We're just going to pull different decks, different messages, and see what comes out for your highest good. Alright. Again, everything that comes out will not resonate, so do not force anything to fit. That is not for you. Use your own discernment and trust your own intuition. Before we get into the details of this reading, or the meat and potatoes, I guess, we're going to pull some oracle messages from your angels and spirit guides to see what they want you to know at this time. All right. Let's get a awakened soul oracle card for this collective reading for their highest good. What's the message for them? What is it for the awakened soul oracle deck that you need for the collective to know at this time for their highest good? We have guidance as your overall energy. So your spirit guides want you to either get guidance or receive guidance or ask for guidance, or you are the guidance. You may be the one that brings the messages or give guidance to someone. So maybe someone needs guidance from you. Maybe you're a reader like me. Maybe the cards that she has on her desk is the moon card, the star card, and the sun card. You could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You could be a Leo, Sag, Aries energy with this fire sign energy. Or you could be an air sign, Aquarius specifically, Gemini, Libra. But yeah. So I don't know if somebody's getting readings on you, but something about guidance is significant. So let me just look at the book real quick and see what guidance is for you guys. Guidance represents tarot card readings, right? It says the keyword is intuitive messages, advice, sageness, and direction. So maybe somebody's looking for some direction, some help. There's a lot here. I'm not going to read everything, but the meaning of the card says that the guidance card has arrived in your reading today as a call for you to find outside counsel. You might be too close to the situation and or too emotionally invested to be able to see clearly. Consulting an expert is the remedy of the day. You are always being asked to listen to your inner guidance above all, no matter what your peers or spiritual leaders may say. I'm getting medical assistance. Somebody may need like medical assistance or some kind of treatment, therapy, or something like that. I guess they're trying to say that you've been getting spiritual advice or you've been getting readings done or something like that, and either you're not receiving the guidance or the guidance you're receiving is not helping. Maybe it's time to go to someone else in a professional way to see what else they can do to help you. I don't know what the guidance is. Give me a second. It says, over the years of study and learning, this particular lady in the card has formed a deep connection through the tarot to her intuition and spirit guides. It is a constant journey and one where she has had many different mentors and guides along the way, knowing that they come and go when the time is right. It says, it's her work as a tarot reader. When she reads for others, she often receives messages and navigational clues for herself. In her daily reflection of her work, she allows her feelings to hone in on what is important for her to hear also. She's always open to guidance. At the beginning it says, I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand the message and I'm just trying to read as much as I can, but because this is giving like somebody could be obsessed with something or they're doing something obsessively. they're spending too much time indulging in this activity or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be readings, but this is what came out, right? So to get guidance, sometimes you don't have to go outside of yourself to get the answers you need. You can go within and get the same answers from your higher self, your inner self, about your situation, because sometimes getting too much advice can cause confusion, and confusion can cause chaos, and chaos can result in bad decisions and bad outcomes. So it's okay to get guidance when you need it, but when you can go within and get your own spiritual guidance from your ancestors and spirit guides, that's the first option you should do before you go outside of yourself. You want to go to a reader to confirm what you already know. You're not going to a reader to get future diagnoses or predictions, right? They should only confirm what you've already know to be true, whatever that is, whether suspicions or something like that. But this card says the awakened soul is consulting her favorite and loving used tarot cards for some much needed guidance about where she is and why she's stuck and what to do next. She knows that the tarot is a reflection of her energy and can allow herself so much needed perspective. In reviewing the cards, she checks in with her intuition to feel if the messages she is receiving resonates with her soul, and knowing that this is her guided compass above all else. So that's why I always introduce the readings with use your own discernment and trust your intuition. This is a guided message for you to discern for yourself if this is for you. And sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. If it's not, don't force it, all that good stuff. But when you try to force something to make it fit and it doesn't fit, then whatever that message was, it wasn't for you sometimes. So I don't know who's not receiving that message or who needs to hear that message. It may not be you. It may be somebody trying to find out information about you by going to a psychic or a reader. And maybe this reader is telling them that your life path is none of their business. I don't know, but it's something about guiding someone or someone being guided by someone. So I'm going to move on. At the bottom of the deck or on the split, I have trust and I also have simplicity, okay? So this is about trusting your own intuition and learning how to trust yourself in situations where you don't need guidance from other people sometimes. This is a time where you need to start listening to your own inner voice or your own inner wisdom or your own psychic abilities. Like it said, sometimes the messages, if like for example, I'm a reader. Sometimes when I'm reading for the collective, I can also get a reading for myself from that same message. Not always, but most of the times I can see something in that reading that I can resonate with after I go back and watch it. But when I'm doing it, I don't see it for me. I see it for you guys. But again, take it how it resonates. I'm going to move on. Let's just digress. I mean, that's just what it is. All right? So, with that being said, I want to go ahead and jump past everything else and get right into the messages, because something came out that triggered something for me. And I have a card in this deck that I've been working on that I want to see if it's going to come out regarding this guidance card. Okay, so can you clarify for me what the guidance card means for this collective reading, for this collective? What's the guidance in reference to? Wow, this is a lot that came out. I got ascension symptoms, I got spell work, I got a trigger warning, I got backwards magic being used, I got somebody did not make the jump, they're stuck in the past. And remember that the book just said that this person is pulling her cards to see why she's stuck. So this could be somebody who's trying to figure out where they are on their path and why they're stuck in the past. Take it how it resonates. So somebody could be going to a reader to find out where they are on their path or why they're stuck in their past. This could be you or this could be them. For somebody else, somebody could be going to a reader to get information on to find out if there's somebody doing spell work on them. So, hold on, let me get this out. I'm getting too many downloads. I don't want to do this, but because this reader has a cup beside the cards, it's like she's spilling the tea on somebody, or she's giving information. I know she's by herself, but I'm just looking at it from my perspective. If she's pulling cards for herself, then yes, that's fine, but she's also reading other people's energy. So the energy that she's reading right now is not just for her, it's for somebody else. So it's like somebody's not just getting readings done on themselves, they're getting readings done on you too. So why is this person getting readings on the collective, if this is what this is? Why are they trying to get readings done on this collective energy, and who's doing the readings for them? We got a spiritual investigator here, psychic reader, okay, spiritual investigator. Someone is not fully protected or cleared. We also have a sacrifice is being needed in order for somebody to move forward. And we also have somebody here with a kid, with a heart like a kid or something, acts like a kid. Somebody is doing something with spell work or black magic, trying to unstick themselves or get themselves unstuck. Something was done to cause someone to feel stuck in a cycle or something. They're trying to figure out what it is, what it was, or who did it. The reader is seeing cards that tells this person that whatever this psychic attack was, it was done with spell work or dark magic to make you go backwards, or to keep you stuck. So somebody here was not cleared to do this type of work. And whoever did this work was not protected. Or the person they did it to was protected and they were cleared and they were covered. So there's a spiritual investigating going on regarding whoever this is that put spell work on someone to keep them stuck in the past. Because whoever did the binding spell is what I'm hearing, or did this magic work on someone, was not cleared to do it. They didn't have permission to do it, and they were not protected when they did it. So whoever the person went to get guidance, to do spell work, to ask questions about someone else, or to have someone else be placed in a stuck position or a position where they couldn't move forward, is being investigated by the spiritual investigators to find out how, who, when, what, and why this situation was not resolved. Because something wasn't resolved here. There's an investigation going on. Something hasn't been resolved. This doesn't make any sense. Like, who had the permission, or who gave someone permission to put a binding spell on someone to keep them stuck? Who gave them access to this kind of power? Where did it come from? Whoever did it wasn't cleared, wasn't initiated, wasn't properly vetted, wasn't supposed to do it, but it was done. And now there's a problem. So I don't know, take it how it resonates. Okay? Moving forward from all of that, the change you've been waiting for is coming, okay? Whatever the sacrifice is needed in order for you to move forward is needed. Whatever the sacrifice is you need to make, it's time to make the sacrifice now to move forward. Take it how it resonates. This is the last round for somebody. Winner takes all. The last stance, the X-Men. Somebody is getting their powers back. Somebody who is a kid at heart. And no man knoweth the day or the hour, not even the angels of heaven, but the Father himself. So somebody could be passing away very soon, because that scripture references no man knowing the day or the hour or when the Son of Man will return. And then there's another part of it that talks about no man knows the day or the hour of their last breath. No one knows when their time is going to come, or what's going to happen in the last days or the last hour or their days here. Whatever, take it how it resonates. But whoever tried to sacrifice this divine being in order for them to move forward, or to keep them bound or stuck in the past, They were not cleared to do this type of work on you. I don't know who did it, but it's like whoever gave them the power to do it. It's almost like somebody went to a reader and told a reader to put a spell on another person, right? They told the reader this person was trying to steal something from them. The reader said, oh, I can do a blocking spell on that person. Give me just a second, right? But instead of that reader doing the research on the person that was being accused by the other person, they just went ahead and did the binding spell or ritual, whatever it was, to that person without checking first to see who or what that person had, you know, on their in their like, they didn't do their investigation. So basically they're trying to say whoever this person was that was used to do the spell work for this person did not do their research. They didn't know that the person they were doing this to was a divine being. And that's why they're being judged for what they did, because they didn't do their research. They allowed someone to give them some money and ask for a spell. They gave it to them without asking questions and told them how to use it, and they did it, and somebody here got hurt because somebody here didn't want to let go, move on, or receive whatever this was. So the changes that you've been waiting for are coming. So if you've been waiting for someone to receive justice, karma, whatever, or something to turn around in your favor, I feel like this is the time where things are going to turn around in your favor. And I don't know. Take it how it resonates. So this reader, whoever this person went to get this work done, is afraid because they know that what they did to this earth angel was out of order, and it was their fault for not investigating this fully before they cast a spell on this union or this person or situation. And they know what's coming for them, but they don't know when it's coming, how it's coming, but they know that it's coming for them. So what's coming for this person that did this to this collective energy? What is coming for this person? It's the last round. The winner takes all. All right. We have warlocks are on the hunt because they're weak and they need more blood, or they need to find new victims. Somebody here is with the Skull and Bones community. Secret societies could be significant. Somebody here poisoned themselves. In the last days, there will be many false prophets that will work on wonders with their gifts, but be not deceived. So this reading is talking about the witches, the warlocks, the demonic spirit attached to these people, how it's using these people to do spell works on chosen ones or whatever this is by infecting them with their poisonous, venomous blood, rituals, whatever this is. So this is like a whole... I did not want to go this deep. I don't even know what this is. In the last days, there are going to be a lot of false prophets, right? And I feel like that's why they're trying to tell you now that you got to stop trusting everybody that you trust, that you go to for guidance. Because somebody here went for guidance from someone and received false information, or somebody just didn't know what the fuck they was talking about, and made somebody feel like in order for them to protect their union that they had to get rid of someone else. Because if they didn't get rid of that third party, that third party was going to come back and take this person away from them. So this person went to someone who knows how to work with magic to get them to cast a spell on someone to stop them from going into union or moving forward on their spiritual path. A false prophet gave false advice, gave false readings. Somebody here was not a real spiritual guide, or they channeled demonic messages, or they're tapped into another source of energy. They're warlocks and weak now. The warlocks are weak now, and they need more blood and more victims. And I'm getting chosen ones. Choose your poison here. Don't be a kid at heart. Don't play with your life like this. This feels like a situation where you may feel like you are able to reverse some type of spell work that somebody put on someone here because you are a gifted person. But I feel like if you dabble in any kind of spells that you haven't been cleared to do, like perform reverse magical spells on someone who's been cursed by someone else, you may end up cursing yourself. I hope that makes sense. It's like someone's coming to you for guidance. Someone put a spell on them. They want someone else to reverse the spell on them so they can be free. But what I'm saying, this person was cursed for a reason, because they are a warlock, demonic spirit, infecting people with their poison. So they've been blocked, cursed, or whatever this was by the Most High. So you cannot undo the spell or whatever this is this person has with your kind heart. You need to do your research and find out what's going on with this person before you invest your energy or do something to try to clean this person's energy, like cast out their demons. And you ain't got the right spirit. You know, it's like an unclean spirit cannot cast out another unclean spirit. Your vessel has to be pure and cleansed and cleared and protected in order to do that kind of spiritual work. If you're not cleared, protected, and have the right spirit, you cannot cast out someone else's demonic spirit or demon, because all that's going to do is open you up for that same energy to attach itself to you. I don't know who that's for. Take it how it resonates. All right. And that's why we got trigger warning, because somebody don't want to hear this message, and I don't know, what else to say, but you can't be dabbling in certain practices and rituals and doing certain things that you weren't chosen to do, because the chosen ones who are called to do that type of work have divine protection, or they have knowledge of how to do certain things, you know what I mean? But everybody can't do that. For example, every reader on any platform that claims to know how to do X, Y, or Z may not all know what they're doing, is what they're saying. So be careful who you're choosing to guide you on your spiritual journey. The best guidance you can get is from yourself, your higher self, the Most High, and your inner guidance. But if you desire to go outside of yourself to seek guidance from someone else, investigate the people that you're dealing with. Just because they sell you a product doesn't mean it's going to work. You know what I mean? So you just can't just be putting stuff inside your body and you don't know what it is, what it's going to do to you, how it's going to affect you, how it's going to do anything to you. Like, you know what I mean? So just be smart about your investments. Take care of yourself. Don't invite any unclean spirits into your body by drinking or eating things from people who you purchase or buy product from. Read the labels, read the warnings, because, I don't know, we're in the last days, right? And things are going to get crazier before they get better. And we're going to start to see things that we ain't never seen before. People going to start acting weirder than they already do. So it's time to be on your guard now. This ain't the time to be playing Russian roulette with your heart. These demonic spirits looking for victims, sources of energy. They're losing their power. And anybody that has a sign of, anyone that shows sign of weakness, anyone that shows signs of weaknesses are an easy target for these demonic spirits. This ain't the time to be mixing and intermingling with just any and everybody. Like, I know it's summer and y'all want to go outside and get outside and have fun, but it's a lot of dangerous things out there in the world and I just feel like it's just going to get worse before it gets better. And yeah, I know we want to live our life and be free, but we got to remember we're in the middle of anyway, I digress. Let's move on. No man knoweth the day or the hour. Okay? Nobody knows when the death angel's going to come knocking at your door. Nobody knows that. So I guess you got to live every day like it's your last. Make the best out of every situation. I'm just channeling, reading the energy that I'm getting from this message. If you're triggered, then this message, you know, may be for you, but maybe you're not ready to receive the warning or the guidance that's coming with the message. But I mean, it's a warning for someone to be mindful. Somebody here is operating in a very low vibrational frequency. You know, they could be a part of this skull and bones community. They chose their poison. Now you need to choose yours. I don't know. Anything else? I was not expecting that to come out. What's the issue? Okay. Be careful with who. Be careful with who you sleep with. Don't be outside with your boots on the ground and your back up against the wall, etc., etc., and F around and find out how your hot girl summer turn into something else. Take it out, resonates. I'm just a messenger. Because somebody out here about to get their feelings invested in something, and they're going to get their feelings hurt. We got a sword mating. And why do you think I don't care? Because I do. Somebody here says, why do you think they don't care? Because they do. This is an emotional blackmailer, a gaslighter, a manipulator. So be careful who you sleep with. Many are called, but few are chosen. I just told you, everybody who claims to be a spiritual worker, spiritual practitioner, spiritual, whatever you want to call themselves, readers for some, me included, I'm not claiming to do or to know anything that I can't, like, support. Like, I don't channel messages from my own knowledge of stuff. Sometimes I be telling y'all stuff that I ain't never heard of. So when I get downloads to channel for the collective, I'm not just making this shit up. A lot of it don't make no sense to me either, which is why I have to go back and rewatch it to understand it for myself sometimes. But many are called and few are chosen. So everybody calls himself a light worker or a spiritual worker or whatever, reader, whatever you call them. Some of them are not who they say they are. Many are called, but only few are chosen. There's a lot of people out there that read tarot, but all of them ain't reading tarot with the right spirit. Some of them are karmic readers. They channel from demonic dark energies. They don't get their message from source. Take it how it resonates. I'm not the one to say that I'm the one that you should go to for readings, because I'm not offering no services to do no readings for nobody. I just like doing this to help guide people on the spiritual path. I don't get no money from this. I'm not trying to make a profit off this at all. I just want to be obedient and do what I feel I'm called to do, which is to be a guide to those who need guidance, period. Because I don't want to go before whoever's going to determine where my soul rests at the end of my days here, and they tell me that I was doing something against, you know, the will of God for my life, and end up going somewhere I don't want to fucking be. I ain't trying to spend the rest of my life living a life of hell, and no, I don't want that for myself. So I always go to the Most High and ask for a message for the collective, for our highest good, so that we can get guidance to help us navigate on our spiritual journeys. And if it comes out the way it comes out, then it is what it is. That's why it's take what resonates and leave what doesn't, and don't force anything to fit. And you may be triggered by this message, but I'm not going to have nobody's blood on my hand when I go before the Creator and I'm judged for my, you know, the choices that I made in life, or when they start going through my history and looking at my past. I don't want them to tell me I'm stuck here because of my past. No, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear, job well done, thy good and faithful servant. Welcome in. I am not trying to be stuck down here with these demonic ass people. I'm ready to go home. Okay? But anyway, somebody's trying to ease their way back in. For some of you, you could be going through ascension symptoms, which could be mood swings, anxiety, fatigue, and nausea. headache, and emotional and mental conflict at times. All right, this is also another spiritual awakening you may be going through, as well as you go through your awakening process. You will have ascension symptoms. Maybe some of all of these symptoms may be symptoms you're having, mood swings especially. I mean, you could be sad one minute and happy the next. I mean, if it's not medically induced, or if it's not a medical issue, which is why they said some of y'all need to go get checked to make sure that that's not what it is, and get cleared by your doctor to, so you know that you're not sick and you're not, ill. But if you get cleared and you know it's not coming from a medical condition, then these are ascension symptoms, okay? So be assured, rest assured, you okay, all right? This masculine talking about whoever don't want to play with you no more. So they don't want to be stuck here either, and they want to come into union. This may be a divine encounter or a new encounter for someone. And on the back it says, two hearts beat as one, love at first sight, match made in heaven. Okay. Somebody's masculine could be waking up here. Remember, I kind of started off saying somebody was going to somebody to get help, guidance, or they want somebody to explain to them what's going on. If this is not you, then this person could be going to a reader who's finding out from another reader what's going on with them. Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to make this real quick. This masculine that I'm talking about that wants to come into union with their divine counterpart is going through a spiritual awakening, and they're going through a process of healing, and they're learning how to love themselves, right? So this particular person asked earlier, why do you think they don't care? Because they do. This person that says that is going to someone for spiritual guidance to learn how to balance out their energy, to clear their karma. So they're getting spiritual guidance from someone that's helping them come into union with themselves so they can come into union with their divine counterpart, if that is you, all right? This person is trying to ease their way back in because they know that you are this person knows that if they come back in, that they can't play no more games with you, basically, is what I'm getting. So this person is trying to get themselves back together because they do want to come back in, and they don't want to come back in and play games no more. They want to come back in and have a divine encounter with their divine counterpart so y'all can ascend together. Take it how it resonates, all right? Your wishes are being granted, collective. The ball is now in your court. Play smart. Be smart. Don't be stupid. You hold the power now. All right. The trials and tribulations will be shortened for those who will be saved. Otherwise, there will be none left. So, like I said, we are in the last days. Take that how it resonates. And if it were not for the Creator shortening those days of chaos, a lot of us would not make it. So for the sake of the chosen ones, He's going to cut the time in half where we have to endure this chaos and this drama down here. You know what I mean? Take it how it resonates. Betrayal is when the home or the family you thought you had is shattered by the ones that you love. Somebody here was betrayed by a lover or a friend, and I feel like you were betrayed by your lover, who could have been your friend, but I also feel like your lover was also betrayed by a lover or a friend, okay? Alrighty. Let's get some romance angels to wrap this reading up. We got playfulness, again, kid at heart here. This person could be young and youthful, or you could be very young and youthful. Even if you're older in age, you still have a heart like a kid, or you act like a kid, or you, I don't know, play like a kid. I don't know. But keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. All right. Anything else? So this is a mixed message. It's for the chosen ones and the elect, those chosen by the Most High to do the Father's will and carry out His messages. You're being protected from these false prophets, these demigods, these warlock and witches who think they have a high ranking than you. It's not a competition. We're not here to compete. I mean, if you're called to do the will of God, then do the will of God, and let that be the reason. But don't turn it into a competition, or don't make it about You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not here. A lot of us are just here to do the will of the Father who sent us. We're not trying to get rich, famous, or, you know, grow a business out of anything. We're just trying to spread the truth and help people get free from karmic situations and balance out their karma and escape the matrix. So everybody is not in it for a profit, is what I'm hearing. And sometimes a profit won't be profitable, or it's not always about the profitable, making a profit. I don't know, profits. In the last days, there'll be many false prophets. So we're talking about false prophets versus real prophets. And some people make profits off other people's pain. And if you're profiting off people's pain, then you're considered a false prophet, is what I'm hearing. So if you're, you know what I'm saying, you know, whatever the case may be, whatever works for you, but it's like, yeah, you know, you're giving guidance to people who've been through difficult hardships, trauma, pain, whatever. And I ain't saying do it for free, but I mean, making a profit off other people's pain and turning their pain into your gain is not something that it's not something that Jesus would do. I mean, that's not something that Jesus would do. He wouldn't make profit off people's pain. He never got paid for services or charge anybody to deliver them from evil or whatever the case may be. Okay, let's just move on. I get it. Hopefully they understand what I'm saying. I ain't trying to, again, trigger nobody, but take it how it resonates. We have heart-to-heart conversation, and you deserve love. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other, and you are lovable. So some of y'all could be getting a second chance or another chance to, I guess, rebuild with your past person, past life relationship. Maybe this person was immature, childish in the past. Maybe they've since healed, grown, and evolved spiritually. Maybe now they're on the right spiritual path. Maybe they're not, you know, immature anymore. Maybe they're now ready to commit. Like I said, they said they're not going to come back and play with you. So maybe they're being honest with you this time. Only you would know. Nobody can tell you if this person is being honest. Only you would know the truth about it, if it is or isn't true, because I don't see anything saying otherwise. I just kind of feel like it's not going to be everyone's story that your person's coming in to love you like you deserve to be loved. For some of you, that is the case, forgiving and learning as you release and heal from your past relationship with each other, and you experience more love in your present relationship with each other. So if this is going to work, and if you and this person are coming into union, or they're coming back in, and you want things to work, y'all both got to be able to forgive each other and learn from your past mistakes and the experience, and move forward with each other in the spirit of love and not with anger or hostility. You know, if you want to recapture the romance in your relationship with each other, something like that. That's why this is going to be a divine encounter. So divine intervention was at play in your love life. I think you and this person had to be separated from each other until both of you were ready or able to love each other the way y'all both deserve. So unrequited love and love you first, and new love. Like I said, this person has to know how to love themselves first, and vice versa. You did too. So now both of you have that inner, that self-love within yourself. You stopped going outside of yourself to find love and went within and found love with yourself. This person had to do the same thing, because just like you, they were looking for love outside themselves, and you leaving them made them go within and find love within themselves. And now they're learning how to love themselves to be better able to love you with this new connection, new love relationship coming in. Is this going to be still unrequited though? Or is this going to be the love of your life? Some of y'all may even have a child together with this person. This could be like a childhood sweetheart, or your high school sweetheart energy. It was unrequited. It was a little bit, you know, the separation was because of deception, because your ex was being deceptive. Maybe they had a problem with their, being faithful, whatever. But this is a reconciliation, okay? This is being optimistic about the love life, and there was religious factors at play. So again, someone did a binding spell on someone's counterpart, and the counterpart that was under the binding spell is now being delivered from that karmic relationship, and the binding spell is being removed from their energy, right? To unbind them so they can be free, right? Now, for you and that person, if that's your person rather, that person's coming back to you in new energy, okay? It's going to be a whole new relationship. It's not going to be like it was before, because now both of you have done the work and you are both healed and working on yourselves. So when you come into union, there won't be any outside influences in your relationship, right? But if this is your masculine or feminine that was putting blockages on your path, collective, to stop you from finding new love, that person's being removed from your energy so you can move forward and find new love and a new connection. Take it how it resonates, okay? We have wedding at the bottom and trust, and we also have engagement, and we also have very soon, and getting to know each other, and it's safe for you to love, all right? So let's get some tarot real quick, or let's pull some of these other index and see what comes out. We gotta wrap this up. I've been trying to do a love reading, but this looks like a love reading for some of you guys, a connection where two people are going to be able to reconcile with each other, fall in love again, and be happy together forever, kind of thing. I want to be with you, but I have so much going on. Let go of anything that stresses you out is what I'm getting. We also have pop-up visit for someone here, and someone here may be going to a memorial service for a family member very soon due to an illness or untimely situation that could be one of these situations for you. So there may be a going home memorial service for a family member who could have been, been the one that was doing this to you. And I'm not saying just because your family member, if somebody does happen to pass away, that they did because of that, because that may not be the case. But for somebody here, that's the case. A family member was the one doing this to you, and they're about to transition soon. So there's that, through an illness or something else. I don't know. I'm over it. I don't like to get them kind of messages because, again, if it's for me, I don't want that to be for me. We got past life connection again. We got being forced to face themselves. And we also have I don't want to let you go. Okay? Take it how it resonates. You are a shooting star. All right? Your wishes are being fulfilled. A star is being born. Somebody could be pregnant or will become pregnant in about 6 months. Take that how it resonates. I just heard the number 6 months, or 6 months ago you had a baby. Your baby could be 6 months, or in 6 months you're going to conceive a child with this person, and y'all gonna get engaged and get married and so on and so forth. Somebody was lying to you about a third party. There was a third party involved here, whether it's now, presently, or currently, or in the near future. We have a distorted divine feminine here, who has issues with their parts, and they're good at keeping up a false image or a fake facade. Again, somebody had a soul contract, but you're getting everything you lost and more. Beware, this could be a trick or stir energy. So yeah, let's separate this for a second, because I got multiple collectives. I got one collective having a reconciliation with a soulmate counterpart who was under binding spell by a third party. And then we have another masculine energy or feminine energy that is the karmic energy that's trying to hide themselves or disguise themselves as your counterpart, and they're not. So I want to see if we can separate the two real quick to get a more detailed message. Again, I don't want to misguide nobody down the wrong path, and that's why you guys use your own judgment and make your own decisions. I am just a messenger. And if it don't resonate, and if it does resonate, take it back to God and tell him to show you in your dreams or confirm for you if this message is for you, because I don't know. But let's just start over, because it's more than it's two different energies. One is a karmic, one isn't a karmic. One was your divine counterpart who dealt with the karmic, but they're being released from that contract with the karmic to come back to you. But one of these people is your karmic and not your divine counterpart. You have another person coming in that's your divine counterpart. That's your real counterpart. Okay. Can I see the energy between the past lover that wasn't really karmic, that was with a karmic, that is released from that soul contract with the karmic that's coming toward the collective. Can I see the energy around that person? And like how they gonna know the difference. So let's see the energy of the one that was bound to a karmic by spell work and magic. I got the Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. Is this the energy of the one that was bound to the karmic with spell work and magic? Yep, the Devil in reverse. So this is the one that was bound to the karmic by way of spell work and magic, or it was a business arrangement. I'm hearing some type of business arrangement. It wasn't a loveless. It was a loveless union. So this masculine was bound to a third party, but they're not bound to that person anymore. That devil energy is being removed from that person so they can be more. Clarify the Queen of Pentacles. They could have been dealing with a Capricorn. So heavy Capricorn earth energy. So this particular masculine was bound by a earth sign who did a binding spell. That earth sign is being removed from their energy. Could have been a Capricorn. Okay. So this masculine was bound by a third party earth sign to an unhealthy relationship or a toxic family. This could have been their mother that did the binding spell on them, because we did see family member gonna. So this is the masculine who's somebody in their family had them bound, and their family member is the one that did the binding spell. Their own mother could have been the problem, divine feminine reverse. So this masculine's mother was the problem. She had, they had mommy issues, I guess. I don't know. And maybe now the mother is no longer here. And now we have the Queen of Cups and the Tower and the High Priestess. Yeah, so for some of you, that masculine that was under the binding spell, it had something to do with their mommy issues. Maybe their mom abandoned them as a child, and maybe they were raised by somebody else. And so that's why they had a hard time connecting to their feminine side or receiving your love, divine feminine. So you're the one that came in with the Ace of Cups, Queen of Hearts, Queen of Cups energy to kind of like show this person what real love is. But because of their unhealthy connection to their own mother, they couldn't receive you as a divine feminine at the time because of this distorted feminine energy that was around them. But they're being, that person's being removed from this person's life so they can connect to their feminine side, to make the feminine, to balance out their feminine energies, something like that. I don't know, but yeah. So that's the one that's coming in that's okay for you to have a new beginning with. The other one is the one that is not okay for you to have a new start with. So this is the new person, the Emperor, the Fool, the Two of Swords, and the Page of Wands. And the other person is the Seven of Swords and Judgment. This is the one you need to cut off, and this is the one you need to pull back from with the Judgment card. So yeah, the past lover that cheated, that lied, and cut you off for the third party, that one is the one you need to call judgment on and end things with, right? Okay? If that's how it happened for you, if that's how it ended between you and them because they cheated on you with somebody else, then this is not the one you want to take back, right? But if things ended between you and this person in the past because they were too immature or they were not ready and there was no cheating involved, then the two of you coming back together in the near future will be a better chance for y'all to work things out and, you know, get back on the right path. But this other person that lied and cheated and did other things as well, this is not the one you want to take back. Okay, that's the one they're warning you about. But the other one, if they didn't cheat on you and leave you for someone else, and y'all just didn't get along or whatever, maybe you ain't like their mama or their sister or their aunties, and you said, I don't want to fight with you and your mama them. When you ready to be a man or a woman and you ready for love and you want to be with me, you know where I'm at. So that's the one that you can kind of have a conversation with and kind of get things back on the right path. This other person you need to stay away from, you know. So yeah, you got two different possible energies. And so some of y'all, it's only one person. You know, it's just the one person, but for some of you, it's your 2 past people that you dealt with in the past that want to be with you. One of them cheated, one of them didn't. One of them was with a third party, one of them wasn't. One of them could have just been too young at the time and they wasn't ready. I don't know. Or even they could have been married at the time when y'all met. They're not married anymore. So now they want to try to work things out with you if you're still open to getting to know them. So yeah, it's 2 different masculine energies. So I'm going to leave it there. I just see a new opportunity for someone to be in love and happily married, living your best life without any concern or worries about your person being dishonest or unfaithful like the past person was. And I just kind of feel like the old person that's coming in that wants commitment, that's ready for commitment, was married before, and maybe it just wasn't the right time, you know. But this may be a divine encounter where they pop up one day and you find out they're no longer married, or maybe you were married and you're not, and y'all may just start dating from that point, and y'all may get back to how it used to be, and that could end up in marriage for some of y'all. So take it how it resonates. Use your discernment, you know. That's all I have. Thank you for watching. Peace, love, and light.